Okay, the next presentation, I don't know exactly spell the name. Ayman El-Haik, assistant professor at University of Qatar, and the title of the presentation is STEAM Education at the American Branch Campus in Qatar. Please start your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. My name is Ayman El-Sheikh, and I'm an assistant professor at Texas A&M University at Qatar. The purpose of this presentation is to kind of share with you a general overview of the STEAM initiative that we have at the university. So this is an outline of the presentation. So first I'll give you a brief overview of TAMU-Q, that's short for Texas A&M University at Qatar. Some STEAM literature review. After that, I'll introduce the STEAM initiative at our university and share with you some challenges that we have, and finally reach some conclusions. So TAMU-Q is an American branch campus located in Qatar, and it is part of Qatar Foundation Education City, and the Education City is also home to another 5 American universities. So in terms of branch campuses and transnational education, Qatar ranks very high. It was established in 2003 and it's still ongoing. The main aspect of this university is to offer engineering degrees. And we have 4 engineering degrees: chemical engineering, electrical, mechanical, and petroleum. In addition to these degree programs, the students are required to take core curriculum courses in science, math, and liberal arts. So basically our curriculum is the same as the curriculum in the home campus in Texas A&M. Therefore, the students have to take these core curriculum courses as well. So I teach in the liberal arts program, and this is the objective of the program. Basically, we offer courses in different disciplines: English, history, political science, and sociology. And the aim of the program is to provide the students with knowledge and skills that they need to become successful, not only in their engineering majors, but also after they graduate, and to increase their employability opportunities. Here is some brief literature review on STEAM, the what and the why. So I'm sure you have been discussing and debating the question of what is STEAM and what does it really stand for. So briefly speaking, as you all know, STEAM is the idea that combines art education with STEM subjects for different reasons. Among these reasons is to promote student engagement, creativity, problem-solving skills, so on and so forth. It also helps students after graduation to become competitive globally when they assume and find jobs in the future. So why STEAM? There is a lot of research that shows STEAM has many benefits for the purposes that I just shared with you. Another line of literature investigates the challenges that are encountered in teaching STEM subjects in local context through cross-cultural critical thinking. An example of this is STEAM in Qatar, for example, where the language is English. However, the language of the country is Arabic. So how can we include Arabic in order to teach these STEM subjects? The literature also points to a dilemma in what actually constitutes as arts, or what does the A stand for in STEAM. Okay? But before I get into that, I would like to share with you the dilemma or the challenge of defining STEAM. And as I mentioned previously, although there is benefit in STEAM education, we don't really agree on what A stands for. So some researchers say that the A is for art education or arts education, whether it is visual art, performance art, so on and so forth. While others see the A as standing for anything that is not STEM. So it will be liberal arts, social sciences, humanities, so on and so forth. Other researchers see the A as simply standing for any project-based type of learning. So as you can see, there is lack of clarity in terms of what the A stands for. However, as for our STEAM initiative, of course, we offer a liberal arts program. We would like to see the A in STEAM as representing the different fields within the liberal arts. In addition to that, we try to raise awareness and improve skills in areas of design skills and integrate them with the STEM curriculum at the university. Another important goal for the initiative is to generally raise awareness about and also show the relevance and importance of the arts in a STEM-based education and research. And I say this because our engineering colleagues lack awareness of how the arts and the liberal arts program in general can contribute to the knowledge and skills of their engineering students. So we have this initiative in order to be able to achieve these two broad goals. So how do we do this? The initiative started way back in 2014, but more work has been done, and the bulk of the work started in 2016, whereby we organized different activities. I currently direct the STEAM initiative, and when I took it over early this year, I thought maybe organizing public lectures where faculty, engineering faculty, as well as liberal arts faculty and students come together and attend talks about what STEAM is. So back in November, we organized this public lecture where a speaker came and talked about photography and showed how photography is both science as well as art. One of the activities we organize is a showcase at the end of every semester. We send an email to all the faculty in the university and ask them to encourage their students to participate at the showcase at the end of each semester, where they can present their work that can show both skills, STEM-based as well as arts. And one of the projects that we showcase include objects. So students bring objects, as these students here brought the Ferris wheel and talked about what the Ferris wheel is as well as how it works. So they combined both the scientific knowledge as well as the artistic knowledge of designing the Ferris wheel, as well as being able to communicate, because the arts for us is the ability to express oneself and to become effective communicator. Also, students are encouraged by their professors to design prototypes, and these students designed this prototype for wind turbine. Can't say the word. Can you help me? Turbine. That's right. Turbine. Wind turbines, and the idea is to power street lights through these turbines. Another project that we encourage them to showcase during the showcase is making videos. So we have this student who made a video of himself playing a traditional instrument from his country. So as you can see, the A in this part of the project, it stands for performance art, where the student is performing, but at the same time using technological knowledge to create this video. In addition to all of these projects, one of the most important projects that we ask them to showcase relates to visual art or visual design, whereby they prepare posters, and in this poster here, the student was enrolled in our Foundations English program, where they gain language skills before they enter into their major courses. And this poster session is part of a reading course where the students were asked by their professor to analyze some research, and the student did that on the effective of jet engines. And you can't see it very well, but he also was encouraged by the professor to use Arabic, so that the language of the student and of the country is also incorporated in the work. And this is a term or a concept in language education we call translanguaging, whereby you bring both languages, the medium of instruction, alongside the local language of the students. Finally, some professors, especially in our technical communication course, encourage the students to design a product. Imagine themselves as owners of a company, and they come up with a product so that they can market and sell. And this is one of the projects that the students in that class, particular class, came up with. And it's a project that helps deaf people be able to communicate using visual cues. And what is interesting about this, as you can see, is that we try to reach out to the community so that it is not limited to the students and the professors at the university. We reached out to schools in the area and invited them to come and participate in our STEAM showcase. So it was a big hit with the kids, because there were many educational games that they really liked. Challenges. We have so many challenges. It's still a program in its infancy. Therefore, we are facing many challenges. The first and the main one is this idea of subservience, that we are seen as providing support services to engineering students and engineering faculty. And this influences the adoption of the STEAM initiative negatively, because it is seen as of less value as opposed to the focus on STEM program. Another challenge we have is funding. We all like to have a lot of money to be able to promote and introduce many activities. We have some funding, but with more funding, I think we will be able to reach out to more participants and be able to help the students with their projects. One area as an example is 3D printing. Many students ask us if they have a prototype or an object, can they print it using 3D technology? And the answer is usually no, because of lack of funding. Also, human resources is a challenge. I direct the program, and my colleague Olena is a staff member, and she assists with the program. However, only 40% of her time is dedicated to this initiative. Therefore, maybe more hands on deck would be more helpful. To conclude, I believe that from the anecdotal evidence that we have, the program has succeeded in at least raising awareness of both the students and engineering faculty of the importance of the arts in the STEM curriculum. And we also believe, and the evidence is anecdotal because we haven't conducted a study, we usually survey the students after each showcase, and they indicate that this has helped enhance their arts skills. And the professors also tell us that it has been a great pedagogical tool and very valuable because they coach the students in the classroom, because they ask them to develop these projects throughout the semester. So it becomes a pedagogical tool. In terms of future research, one area that we would like to explore in the future is the nexus between STEAM and transnational education. As I mentioned before, Texas A&M University is a branch campus, and this is one of the facets of transnational education. So what does it mean to have STEAM at a transnational education setting where the language is different, the culture is different from the language and culture of the home campus? In addition, there isn't a lot of research in terms of the implications of STEAM, especially the pedagogical implications. So we hope to conduct an empirical study in which we try to show the value of STEAM in practice. And I think this is all I have to share with you. These are the references. Thank you for listening. I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And now we have some time for questions, if somebody has a question. Yes.
My question for you.
Yes.
So is this part of a course you're teaching?
No, actually.
Activities and project?
No, this is not part of a course at all. It's just an initiative that was established in order to provide support and to help integrate the arts into the STEM curriculum. But it would be a good actually practice if we turned it into a course in and of itself.
My question is actually what motivates student? If it's not part of a course, they're not going to get credit for it, right?
Yes, yes.
So what do they get from this now?
So yes, as I mentioned before, the professors work with the students throughout the courses. So one example of these courses is technical communication. So the professors ask the students for their final project in that course is to design a product and present it during the showcase. Yeah. Some professors make it mandatory, others like me I make it optional, and if students choose to participate in the showcase at the end of the semester, they receive extra credit.
So they get something.
They do.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
And the faculty also get something. We always have food, we have lunch. So when the faculty members come, so they get something as well.
This is not a question. You said the funding is a problem. Is funding is a problem even in Qatar?
The funding, yes.
Obviously.
Yes, it is. Even in Qatar, we struggle with issues of funding.
Okay, I want to continue with the question to him.
Sure.
So you said your student go out and do some studies and see what type of sensors and things like that. Yeah, you mentioned something about sensors.
Yes.
What do they do? Based on that, they come up with a proposal how to innovate things or anything like that?
So there's a very wide range of things that students do, but just to give you an idea, we even have undergraduate students who work in course-based projects as early as their sophomore and junior year with clients, which means there are people from industry who come in and say, this is the kind of project we would like you to work on. And the students work in groups, essentially trying to solve the larger problem and sometimes even solve specific problems. But what ends up happening is that students then not only have to provide some kind of report to the client, but they get up and they argue what their design solution is, what they have managed to develop or design, to the point that then the client can take it and almost readily utilize it in some context. There was a senior level course only 3 years ago where I think ExxonMobil was the client, the students developed, it was a chemical engineering course. They developed, anyway, a whole new process. It was like a filtering system thing. BP got it, and essentially they sold it for millions to other petroleum companies. This money now doesn't go back to the students, obviously, but it goes back to MIT in the form of, we want to keep this course going. Now, if the students are able to not only say, this is what we did, but also argue about the value of what they're doing, that helps them and MIT.
So it's a